This is Harriet Tubman, all aboard the Underground Railroad.
The United States of America, a great nation, a nation of
democracy, justice, liberty,
and freedom for all. But the words of Thomas Jefferson,
we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal,
did not always ring true, especially in the South.
The bell of liberty did not ring for a very long time for America's people of color. Slaves, a people from Africa, bought, bargained for, and traded, the same as one would buy a sack of flour or sugar.
In the years before our nation's Civil War, we had those that owned and ran our nation's supply of rice and cotton.
And those that did labor for them. A people knowing that at any time they could be bought or sold. The young, the old, families, ripped and torn apart at the seams.
A shameful time of our great nation's past.
Take her, please.
What did I hear from this fine lady?
5, 10.
I think she can pick her way. I'll give you 50.
So.
Souls being sold at the sound of a hammer. Families families that God had joined together were separated forever. People bartered for cash, counted as property. Broken. Spirits and will. Broken. Something must be done, and something will be done. And I, Harriet Tubman, am gonna do it.
But not all would stay slaves. The words of one woman defying and refusing the conditions around her rang that bell of liberty strong and true. These are the words of Harriet Tubman.
Wasn't me, it was the Lord. I always told him, I trust you. I don't know where to go or what to do, but I expect you to lead me, and he always did.
I freed 1,000 slaves. I could have freed 1,000 more, if only they knew they were slaves.
I grew up like a neglected weed, ignorant of liberty, having no experience of it.
I fight for my liberty so long as my strength lasted. And if the time came for me to go, the Lord would let them take me.
Every great dream begins with the dreamer. Always remember, you have within you the strength, the patience, the passion to reach for the stars, change the world.
I will lead these people out of slavery. I will lead them to freedom.
And she took it upon herself to lead her people north to freedom. And like the man from the Bible who led his people out of slavery in Egypt, they called her Moses. But first, she had to convince the people to follow her. Follow me north. Follow you? And so what? Your path is dangerous. We are safe right here. We have food. And we have shelter. And we have all that we need. But there's one thing that you don't have. You don't have the one thing that's been promised to all of us.
What's that? What can you promise us that we don't have right here?
I can promise you freedom.
And the journeys north began. The journeys on Harriet Tubman's railroad.
Not your average railroad that can train on tracks. It was a long and dangerous journey by foot. They called it the Underground Railroad. A railroad that didn't travel by day, loud and stupid with the conductor announcing each stop.
But a railroad that traveled by night with each stop quite known to be safe with safe people.
Each stop a place of hiding and waiting for the next night for the journey to begin again.
were fed, clothed, and most importantly, safe from danger.
That's them. Martha, please make sure that our friends are fed.
Don't worry, you're safe with us. We have helped many people. Father, should I go and get our friends blankets and prepare the barn?
Yes, George, we will all do the same as we did the last. All of us have our jobs, and we need to get busy on them so that our friends are made to feel welcome.
That is it! Benjamin Ford is over the school! We know that they are in here! All right, Ben, we know that they are here. Get them to us and they'll believe you're on you.
You have no right to just bust in here, Ann.
Martha, John, as you can see, you are clearly wrong. It is just myself and my family. But if you must, feel free to look around.
You heard the man! Search this place!
Maybe our information is wrong.
Leave this house at once, John Turnbull. And do me the favor of never showing your face in it ever again.
Benjamin, are you gonna let her talk to us like that? Why,
Who am I to argue with a lady, John?
journey, trip by trip, day by day. And night by night.
And this was a map, not on paper. It was in Harriet's head. With Harriet following not by the signs of man, but the signs of God. And she taught others along the way so they too might lead as she was doing.
This stream flows onto the river. Follow it.
The moss grows on this side of the rock, so that means that north must be that one. Always remember that God gave us the stars. And in those stars, we find the map. You see those stars that look like the giant dipper? That's our map. That's our way. That dipper is dipping into the great fountain of freedom, and for all of us to drink from it. Follow the drinking gourd. Follow the drinking gourd to freedom. When the sun comes back and the first whale calls, follow the drinking gourd. For the old man's waiting for to carry you to freedom. Follow the drinking gourd. Follow the drinking gourd. Follow the drinking gourd. For the old man is waiting for to carry you to freedom. Follow the drinking gourd.
Old man is a nautical term for captain. It referred to a leader within the Underground Railroad. Hollowed-out gourds were used by slaves to dip water, so the drinking gourd was a reference to the Big Dipper, which would point north to the Polaris or the North Star. Oh, the riverbank makes a very true road. Dead trees will mark the way. The left foot, peg foot, traveling on. Follow the drinking gourd. Follow the drinking gourd. Follow the drinking gourd. For the old man's awaiting for to carry you to freedom. Follow the drinking gourd.
The verses map out a very specific route from Mobile, Alabama north, using the Ohio and Tennessee rivers as guides. This route would end in Paducah, Kentucky.
A needle, pegged like Joe, is known to mold trees with a charcoal outline of the left foot and a circle representing the peg leg on the right. Where the river ends in between two hills, follow the drinking gourd. There's another river on the other side. Follow the drinking gourd. Follow the drinking gourd. Follow the drinking gourd. For the old man is awaiting for to carry you to freedom. Follow the drinking gourd.
And through the efforts of this one brave, tireless woman, the train to freedom continued. The path of destiny was set for Harriet Tubman and those who followed.
She said, there's one or two things I have a right to. liberty or death. If I can have one, I would have the other, for no man to take me alive.
She said, if you hear the dogs, keep going. If you see the torches in the woods, keep going. If they're shouting after you, keep going. Don't ever stop. If you want a taste of freedom, keep going. She said, read my letter to the old folks and give my love to them. And tell my brothers to be always watching unto prayer. And when the good old ship of Zion comes along, to be ready to step aboard.
Harriet Tubman, one of our nation's greatest heroes.
I was the conductor for the Underground Railroad for 8 years, and I can say what most conductors can't say. I never ran my train off the tracks, and I never lost one passenger.
Conventional wisdom says, wade in the water gives advice to walk through the river water to hide your sin from the hounds.
Always remember, you have within you the strength, the patience, the passion to reach for the stars to change the world.